Okay, I've got my chat message typed out. Let's see, here we go. Let's see, everything is activated. I'll scroll through here and make sure. But I did get on here earlier and just activate everything. Hello, welcome. As you can see, I'm just getting started. Now, it's still dark, but while it is still dark, I want to put a street light up here. Right up here like this. And there was one that I saw. Let me see if I can. This one right here. Not that. I want to put this out here like this. I want to put this as close as I can get it right there on that corner. I think that'll look real nice right there like that. Alright, that'll look nice. Now we can go sleep for a day. Or not for a day, but just for a couple hours, really. Yeah, see, that looks nice over there. Let's see what it's like from over here. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so we got to go around front to sleep. And then we're just going to sleep for about 4.5 hours. Well, actually, let's sleep until 9 o'clock. Now, we have a couple of buildings that I want to sell. This building right here, it serves us absolutely no purpose. We can't go inside it. Thank you, Monty. How are you? So this building we do not need. I do want to make sure there's no collectibles I don't think there are. I do want to double check it though, because but yeah, this is a building that we absolutely cannot use. We can't do anything with it. So I want to eliminate it. We're going to sell it. So we want to sell this right here. $3,000, what is it, 930? That's all right. We'll take it because we don't want that. We just want the footprint. Okay. And then I want to put a shed. I've looked at some different sheds. See, some of that stuff is way too big. But here's what we're going to do. This shed over here, actually, we're going to sell a bunch of this stuff. But to start with, we're going to sell this. And we're going to put this right here. I think if we can sell just this. So let's look and see if we can. Because I want to sell just this, yes. 4,900. All right, now we're going to put our red tractor up here when the time comes. But now we're going to move that. Oh, what is this? Oh, great. I got to do some landscaping. We just want to level, okay? Let me see here. Level. I think I'll leave that like that and just... Oh, you know what? I think before I do that, I'm going to save it. Just so I don't mess up. Okay, now... I don't know how it ended up with this big bump. That doesn't make sense. But anyway, okay. Okay, I think that'll be okay like this now. I don't know how that big bump got in there, just from deleting a building. Now, let's see, let's go. And then let's go with gravel. Where is gravel? Maybe we can go with something about like that. Let's just try a small spot just to see. Now I may go in there and eliminate this grass right here too. We'll see what happens. We're going to move that shed and put it right over here so we can park our truck. But I do want to change this right here. Now I believe that thing had a concrete pad that it sits on, that shed. So most of this probably is not all that critical. But if I put the gravel down, at least everything that is exposed will be covered. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, okay. So now we can just move the shed. This one. It's always hard to get the alignment to work out. Now that's pretty good right there like that. I'm pretty happy with that right there. There we go. All right, that's nice. Okay, let's save it. Now, while we're still here, up here, I want to put a fence. I want to put a fence up here. Fences. And I think I'm just going to put I kind of like this. Let's see what we would do with this here. Let's see, I need to come around this side so I can see. Kind of keep it lined up with where the road's at. Just a little bit. Maybe come out to about here. Now that's good, just like that. Nice. That just gives us, I cannot delete this fence right here. It won't let me. But that gives the people that own this up here a little bit of a private entrance. I'm going to end up moving these this greenhouse, and we may put a greenhouse up here because we do not need this building either. There's absolutely nothing we can do with this building, so we're going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to get rid of this here, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Now there's one other thing I want to put up here, and that is a generator. Let me see, I gotta try to figure out where this thing was. Maybe it was a factory. Let me see if it was a factory. I have a water distribution thing. And the mod store didn't tell me where it put it. So I kind of have to hunt for it. I think it was in here. That's it. I want to put this up here. This is a water distributor. So we'll get free water, and it will distribute it to greenhouses or whatever we need to. So we're just going to put it like this, and we're going to, this is all going to be part of the same. Kind of like the same outfit has both of these things, and it's subsidized. So let's see what we got here. Water we want to set to we'll set it to distributing. Now, I believe it just takes a while to fill up with water. I hope. If I understood it correctly, it just takes a while to fill up with water. It'll start pumping water. We'll come back and check it here in a while. I have another water distributor also. I like the way that wrapped around. I wish it would have went all the way around. That would be awesome. That turned out really nice, didn't it? Nice. All right. Okay, let's see here. That's all we're going to be doing up here for the time being. Nice. That's much better. And now I've got this area over here too. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Hey, Joe. Okay, God bless you. Thank you. Whoa. Now, hopefully we have some good contracts. We've got to have 150,000 to buy our first actual working farm. Whoa, man. I could not stop that thing. Alright, let's see what we've got as far as contracts. Actually, one thing I would like to see is, okay, nothing here that's going to help us. At least not for right now. Oh, there's a seed. What is that for? I don't even know. Okay, so let's see here. Contracts. We do have a couple of cultivating contracts. Let's see. Harvesting, what do we have? Well, one little tiny oat field. Boy, everything has to be special. Oh, here's a nice plowing contract. So we do have a couple of plowing, rock removal. I don't really want to do seeding if I don't have to, but we'll see. Let's do some, let's do these plowing, and then there's some cultivating. But let's do this one first. Oh, they use such tiny little plows. Alright, well, it doesn't really matter. We're going to borrow the equipment. Triangle. And that's in field 30. Okay, I know where that's at. That's close by. Hey, Richard. I'm doing pretty good. How was your weekend? Oh, good. Alright, now we got field number 30. I believe this plow is a little bit bigger than the other one. Field 30 is right over there. Oh, that sounds like fun, playing multiplayer. Alright, awesome. This is a little bit different than what it was before because I could drive straight back here. So I'm not sure how they think we're supposed to get into that over there. I'm actually just looking for an entrance into that field. Oh, here we go. Alright, well, we'll just do one thing at a time here. 150,000 is what we need so we can buy our next farm. Well, not our next farm, our first actual farm. Now, see, it will be nice when we own our own tractor and our own plow for this kind of contract because we can have a little bit bigger plow. But that one's a little bit wider, so that's better. Now, let's see. Oh, now look. See, we have 477 liters of water out of 50,000. So we'll just keep an eye on it. And when it gets full, then we'll just change we'll change it to selling water. I think we can sell water. Yeah, we can sell our water. Actually, we should do that because I don't need water right now. I don't have a greenhouse or anything, so let's put water to selling. Let's sell some water until we need it. Hey JR, how are you? How was your weekend? I am doing good, thank you. I got some of my recent medications kind of switched around uh, earlier this morning, or yesterday morning technically, which is nice. Yeah, my doctor's office called me and they told me, well, they gave me good news and told me that my kidney function, which is something they were wanting to test, was okay. Not as good as they would like, but not as bad as it once was. So, and then she mentioned something about my prostate also, but I don't know what that was about. I have a doctor's appointment at the end of this month, so I guess I'll find out then. Well, it's interesting because when I lived in Hawaii, I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, stage 3. But this doctor that I just saw was explaining to me that the kidneys can actually heal themselves, at least to some extent. So she told me that mine have improved. And right now, guys, I am showing that we have 29 people watching. And our record is 30. You had a kidney transplant, JR? Oh, okay. All right. Now, my pastor in Hawaii was a kidney transplant recipient. Uh-oh, guys. We just hit a new record. 31 people watching. That is so amazing. Thank you, everybody. 34. Okay, I did see it flash 33 for a second. So that's awesome. Wow. Thank you, Joe. And thank you, JR. I wish we could get some more of the agricultural. There's 34 watching. I wish we could get some more of the agricultural, like these type of contracts. There is a bunch of harvesting, but they're like the odd kind of crops. And I do not want to have to drive a wagon beside a harvester or a trailer beside a harvester. Now we did do a little bit of modification up at the home place before we came down here to start this contract. We did put in a water distributor that is solar activated, or actually wind activated, as a matter of fact. And we just made it, we put it up there where our solar tower is. And we need 150,000 to buy our first actual farm. But that won't take that long to get there now because we have our generator. Right now, the only thing I have making me money is, while that guy's doing that, let's do this. We'll ride back up to the home place here. I have a generator. Ah! This truck gets going a little bit too fast and it has a short wheelbase. Ooh, get on the brakes. Now it is kind of a drive to get over to this place. And this is not our main farm. This is just our home. So we just eliminated the building that sat right here. And this is our generator. This is what's making us money. This right here. So we have, let's see. I'm trying to think about where I would, so we just set this up to start selling water. And then I have these greenhouses, but neither one are activated. So, because I'm going to sell those and move them. So I don't need to activate those yet. We're just selling water for the time being. But that's our generator set up. And I fixed it up to where they have like a... I'm going to get rid of this. This is not going to stay here. I'm going to... Actually, we're going to get rid of this building here. This building I cannot use. There's absolutely nothing I can do with this building. So I'm just going to get rid of it. And then we'll put something else over here. I do want to make sure there's no collectible sitting around that I missed. So we'll get rid of that building and we'll move the greenhouse up over here. And we can do something with those greenhouses right there too. I can sell all this stuff, yeah. I can sell this. See, it'll let me. I cannot sell the fence. It will not let me sell the fence, but it will let me sell the building, and then I can sell this one. I can sell all this stuff. And that barn, or this shed right here, this shed we actually just moved from right here. It was sitting right here is where that shed was, and I moved it. My red tractor I'm going to put up on top of this building right here when I get it. Alright, so now I need to get like a bicycle or something to put over here so I have a fast travel point. And I did put a light up here also. I put a light up there. You can't see it now, but I did add a light up there on that building. I'll have to look and see how much that tractor cost. I have a telehandler, so I might be able to actually put that up on there. Now, as much as possible, I'm not going to fast travel, but for stuff like that, we really don't have much choice. But as far as like from the home place down to the main farm, actually, we're going to be using, let's go down here. I'm not going to be using the normal starting farm. I'm not going to be buying this farm right here. This is the normal start farm on ElmCreek right there. I'm not going to start there. I want this farm down here. We are going to start with this farm right here. So this will be our start farm right here. We're 150,000, and we get the field in the back also. And then we'll start expanding and buying some of those fields. But this will be our start farm. Hopefully it's going to let me sell that fence, I hope. And then I think we have this little bit of space out here too. So this is going to be our main farmyard, but not our home. We're not going to live here. We're not going to sleep here either. I'm going to sell that farmhouse so that our sleep point, I don't want our sleep point to be down here, so I'll sell that house. We're just going to have the farm and our farm equipment down here. Now, I've owned all this stuff before. All those fields, all these fields over here. I own the entire center section of this map. All those fields over there I owned. All these on this side. Kind of try to get used to parking in the same place each time. Wow, 70 people watching? Now there's 71. And that is actually the most I've ever seen registered watching at one time was 71. But to be honest, at that time I think some of those may have been bots because it was kind of early on, and none of those people were in chat or anything like that, so I always kind of figured maybe some of those were bots at that point. But yeah, wow, 71 people watching, 72 people watching. Oh, Joe, 103? Wow. It's kind of interesting. You know, it all depends just on, well, really what time you live stream. Because, like, it was very interesting. On one Monday, I had like one of the best live streams that I've had. The following Monday, it was one of the lowest. I can't remember how long, the longest one. I've done like a 7-hour live stream. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, Joe. I've thought about trying to do like, if I get like when I get to 500 subscribers, I want to do like an 8-hour live stream or something like that. I think I've done one that was 7. Yeah, 400 is a lot for 8 months. I think right now I have like 465 videos, live streams. Uh-oh, my laptop is buffering. So I'm going to be lagging a little bit farther behind, I guess. Okay, that's good, Joe. I'm glad. It always worries me when I see it buffering on my end, because if it buffers too far behind, YouTube will drop it. Now, our other plowing contracts, I see 95 people watching. How is that even possible? Now, we also have, see, we do have a couple of cultivating contracts up here we can do also. We'll do those after we do the plowing. Let's see. We have one, I think we have, yeah, we got one more plowing contract we can do. And that's going to be field 52, and that's right behind the farm. Awesome. I'm going to accept that contract. So that's square. I almost hit the wrong button. Square to accept. Okay, so, and it is right, it's right over there is where we're going, guys. Right across the road. It's the next contract, which is nice. Thankfully, this plow is a little bit bigger than the other one. "99 people watching. Wow. Starting to get a little bit hot in here. I just had to turn my heat off. I'm going to have to turn my fan on. It's kind of weird. I run my heat. It gets cold in my apartment. I run my heat and it's like just all of a sudden it'll get like hot and I have to turn the heat off and turn the fan on. It's a very fine line between being hot or cold in my apartment, which is weird. Because I just had to turn my heat off and now I got my fan turned on. And it's like 0 degrees outside. 101 watching. I don't even know how that's possible. Well, thankfully to this slightly bigger plow, he is getting done a lot quicker, which is nice. No, I actually, Artemis 2 launches in 6 days. Okay. Hey, Zach, how's it going? Let me see here. For the time being, I prefer, I don't have the plow installed that I actually intend to use. I'm going to start with this one right here, though. Once I buy my own, we'll be using this one. 6 meters, which is a nice size to start with. So that'll be the first one. That's not the typical plow either. I use a different lizard. I don't like this style. So that'll be one of the first pieces of equipment that we buy. Actually, see, I'll buy we'll be able to buy just like a small tractor. Where's my Valtra? I think I got a Valtra. Isn't there a small, how much was that? 12,000. So I'll be buying that soon. Don't we have a small Valtra? I thought there was a small Valtra. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, only the essentials. I might look at that. I haven't had that kind of tractor before. Actually, I'll have to get I'll get a modded Valtra because I like Valtras. But anyway, yeah. All right, now looks like we're going to be doing the headland rows. Now this is the kind of area where I would like to buy all these fields and turn it into one big field, one giant field that goes all the way down there. And I may end up doing something like that. Because I believe all of them could be connected. I think it's all just dirt roads in between. So I think I could actually connect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields right here into one. One, two, three, yeah, 5. We could make all of this into one big field. That would be pretty cool. And I believe we could make all this into one big field if we wanted to also. Right, it would be worth it. You know what I might do? I might just make this all one big soybean field. I think that might be pretty awesome. So there's a goal to think about. And then you can see where our next field is. We're just going to come from here, drive across the road. That's going to be our farm, our home farm. So that's right there beside us. Well, we'll go plow after we get done with this field. And then we do have some cultivating contracts also. Now, I was thinking at some place there was a setting where you could tell it how many headland rows you wanted it to do, but then I was not able to actually find that setting again. So I can't remember if it was just for the harvester, and that may have been on FS22 also, not FS25. I can't remember. A 121 people watching. Oh, okay. Now that might be possible. I don't remember. I know I thought I had seen something at one time that where you could set the number of headland rows. I think that was on FS22 though. We have 126 people watching. If that number hits 130, I'm going to do something that I never do. Now the next field is not this big that we're going to be plowing. It's not quite this big. Alright guys, I see 130 people watching, which is unbelievable to me. But I'm going to do something I don't ever do. There's 130 people watching. That's 100 people more than have ever watched my live stream before. So I am going to say, if you are watching and you're here for the very first time, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing that. Hit the thumbs up button, give me a like. That does let other people know you like the video or like the live stream. And thank you very much. And now I probably will not do that again until maybe we have 200 or 300 people watching. Who knows? Well, that's something I don't ever do. People know how YouTube works, so I don't ask people to subscribe and do that kind of stuff. But I figured since there's that many people watching, maybe I better take that, the advantage of that. Well, YouTube moderators can subscribe. I don't know why I would have 100 moderators watching me. But that's possible. It doesn't matter. It's still kind of like unbelievable. We just hit 75% completion on this contract. Well, we've got a couple of more trips around the field. He won't have to complete it for the contract to be completed, but I bet we're on our last trip down to this outside edge right here when he's done. Because he will have to complete most of it. And I think it's kind of weird. They used to let you finish the entire field like on a contract. Even if you finish the contract as far as plowing. You could go ahead and plow the rest of that field if you wanted to. And I normally would do that because it didn't require anything other than just to finish the row you were working on. So I used to always do that, kind of like it was the neighborly thing. But in FS25, they don't let you do that. It stops right whenever you satisfy the contract, it stops. But thankfully, the harvesting contracts, we do get to complete the whole field because we can't finish the contract until we actually sell the grain. So, and that's a benefit to us because anytime we do a harvesting contract, we're going to make a little bit of extra cash on the side. Yeah, now that's possible, JR. I have not personally come across anything that will let me keep operating once that contract is fulfilled. It tells me that it's not my field. I can't do that operation. But you could be right. There may be some things that it does allow. Harvesting, yes, you can finish the field because the reason you can finish the harvesting is because the contract is not completed until you sell that grain. But here's the thing. I don't like these particular harvesting contracts, spinach, because here's the problem. I think it was carrots. I think it was carrots that we did, and I had to drive along beside the harvester and pull the trailer right there beside the harvester. It's such a tiny little thing. It was a huge field. It would probably take about 5 hours to do it, and my hands just are not going to be able to allow me to do that. But I bet I could make some pretty good money doing that kind of contract. But I don't want to start it and not be able to finish it and have to cancel the contract because it's going to cost us $20,000. And I don't have $20,000 to lose. We done lost like 10,000, 11,000 because I did not complete a contract. Well, I just did that too, JR. I found out I accepted a contract harvesting, I believe it was carrots, like on the very first live stream I did on this map, and then found out that I had to drive along beside the harvester for it to work, and we lost $11,000. So I got to be careful. Got a little bit of a bump on the edge of that field right there. Now, I will be glad when I can start buying some equipment, but like, there's no point in me buying a plow or a cultivator if I don't have a tractor. Because I would still have to borrow the equipment, and you cannot borrow just the tractor. You have to borrow all of it. So until I can have the complete setup, tractor, weight, and plow, I don't need to buy the plow or the weight. I need to be able to buy the tractor first. So this will be our last complete circle around the field. We will not finish all the way around on the last one. Like I said, I think we'll be on this edge of the field when we finish, but we won't finish the whole pass. Actually, no, I will not be on this side. I was thinking we finished on this side, but we don't. We start that final rotation on this side. Ah, okay. So we may actually be coming across the top up there when we're done. Now on FS25, see that row of trees right there separating the field from that row of houses and businesses? That was not there before. I had a silage, silo, and some other stuff up here. So let me ask you guys this, Richard, JR, you guys that are live streaming and stuff like that. If you had 100 more people watching one of your streams than what you normally would have, how many subscriptions do you think that should result in? What would be your guess? Seven. Okay. Okay, yeah, around 7 or 8, something like that. I was just curious what you guys were thinking, because I was thinking, you know, even 10% would be like a So I kind of agree with you guys. Probably 7 or 8, but we're going to see if that holds true. Because I know how many subscribers I had before the live stream started. So we'll see how that works out. I was just curious to see if you guys were kind of thinking along the same lines as what I was thinking. And we are on the last pass around the field. I don't know exactly why it did not like that one little spot back there. It kind of slipped down the hill. Now I will say this too, if there happens to be anybody watching new, which according to the numbers, there's a lot of people watching new. If you can pop into the chat room and say hello, do it. Because if you guys have noticed, there may be an extra 120 people watching, but none of them are in chat. All right, we are almost finished with this field. Now, JR, do you do a lot of multitasking? Like, when you're not doing multiplayer, just single player stuff, do you do a lot of multitasking? Like, do you use like multiple helpers at the same time? Or do you just play like one thing at one operation at a time? I sometimes will multitask. There for a while on Riverbend Springs, I was multitasking so much that I never even really got to put the controller down. Okay, so we are finished with that contract. And the next contract is just right over here, right behind this farm. I used to own all this. Oh, wow. Now see, some of those steps I kind of leave out. And I've thought about, like, on this map, once I buy the farm, once I buy that farm over there and we start doing our own fields, I think in this case I'm going to add like weeds and lime required and that kind of stuff. Even field stones, because I haven't done those in the past. And even now I have all that stuff turned off, but I think I will turn it back on, some of it, and make it a little bit more so there's more steps involved. I've never done, like, played with weeds turned on. Now I'm not going to play with seasonal growth. I don't like that. I don't like playing with seasons. But I am going to, like, turn on some of the stuff that makes it a little bit harder. I've never played with that on before, with stones and weeds. I've never played with that. Uh, I think I did with stones the first time I played on FS22. But one thing I realized was that the stones don't disappear. They keep coming back. You know, once you collect the stones out of a field, well, have to turn around and collect them out of that field again, even though you've already done it. So that kind of did not make sense to me. You collect meteorites, Monty. That's a cool thing to collect, actually, if you can find those. There for a minute, I thought you said you collect Mennonites. And I was thinking you better let them people go. Now, while this guy is working right here, let's take a look at cultivating. We do have a full cultivating. Where was our cultivating? I guess at the very top. Yeah. So where are these fields at? There's one there. Well, those are a couple of small fields, but we'll do all three of these too because we can use the same equipment. I need to see which of the. I think we'll use this equipment right here because I think that's going to be the biggest cultivator. So we'll use that equipment. All right. So I don't like the fact that they put that gate and that fence right there. That fence did not used to be around the property. Well, JR, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I always appreciate it. Now, we could sleep for 2 or 3 days and then we could buy that start farm. We'd have enough money, but I don't want to do it that way. We could also get collectibles because so far we've only picked up one of the collectibles. And that was just to cover my mistake with contracts. Now, eventually, we'll go ahead and pick up contracts because I don't really want to do it until we can pick up those contracts without affecting our bank account that much. It will because we're going to make money from doing it. But I don't want it to be like the make or break us kind of thing. Because that totally defeats the purpose of doing a start from scratch with $0. And like I said, the only reason I picked up the one collectible was just to cover my mistake with the contracts. Alright, so I need to take a quick break, guys, so I'm going to let you just ride along with this plow, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Oh, okay, Monty. That's pretty cool. Alright, we're just about halfway done with this contract. I don't believe I've actually ever even, well, I was going to say I don't think I've ever used this particular style of plow, but then I got to thinking, I think in FS19 on No Man's Land, we actually did start with this style of plow. It was the smaller version, but this style, which I don't like this style. I use a different style. Actually, you know, once we do some of these contracts, then I won't mind sleeping. I don't want to just sleep the whole day away in order to make money, but we've got 3 cultivating contracts, and then there is also a stone picking. So that's like 4 contracts. So it would be afternoon by the time that was done. So then I wouldn't really mind sleeping. I just kind of want it to be justifiable. It's going to seem kind of strange once we buy our first farm and we have a field that we can do that's actually ours and not a contract. It's going to seem kind of weird. Well, I think I'll opt for the 0.2725 per hour. All right, last trip around the field, and then we can do some cultivating. I think that is something they can do once they're able to have memberships. I do think there might be different levels. I don't really know about that either, but that does seem to me like they do have different levels of memberships. I think it's awesome that she's been able to make some money already. I was just kind of looking at the layout. Sorry guys, had to cough. At the layout of the edge of this field, because this is a little bit different than what it was before. It didn't have this little road right here. Just the field was squared off. This is Farming Simulator 25. And this map is called ElmCreek 25. And we've not been playing on this map for very long. Yeah, I just told you, the name of this game is Farming Simulator 25. All right, there we go. Maybe we can slide in this way. And cut through the farm. So we're going to take this back, we're going to return this, and then we're going to do some cultivating. I gotta adjust my headphone volume just a little bit. Okay, so now we finished with both of these. Nice, 7,000. And another 2,000. Oh, we made almost 10 grand. Nice. 50,000 in the bank. Okay, so now we're going to do cultivating. And we're going to use this equipment because I'm pretty sure this cultivator is going to be bigger than the other one. So let's borrow the equipment for this one. Okay, and then let's go back and then let's accept this one, and then we will accept this one. And I have to be very careful and pay attention to what I'm doing, or I'm going to hit the wrong button and cost us money. Okay, there. All right, now let's see where we're at. Because we can now do these contracts in any order we want to. We might want to do that one first. I'm trying to figure out that this one is what, down on the bottom of the map. So maybe we go down there. Okay, so let's go up here and let's do this one first. And then we'll come down to the bottom. Yeah, let's do that. I'm trying to look right there and see. Oh, we can go up this way. And then looks like this back road comes right up here. Okay. So let's go up there. We'll do that one up there first. And then we just take this first road right here. Nice. I don't recall having been up in this area before. Oh, what is this place now? Let me take a look at what we... What? I want to go look at this place over here for a second. What do we have here? Okay. Now this is like a house we had on yeah, on Riverbend Springs we had this house. And we've had this thing before. This is not a bad place. Did you see a grill somewhere? That is where we had our barbecue grill, yes. If that's what you're asking, Monty. If you're asking me if that's where we had our barbecue grill, yeah, we had our barbecue grill right here on Riverbend Springs. But this is not a bad farm right here either. But I like our place much better. But that's a nice place. And it's flat. I do like that. Nice and flat. Oh, we're also working at 9 miles an hour, which is nice. A little bit faster. Okay, Monty. Okay. This guy's going in circles. Now that guy'll make me dizzy. Now Wednesday night we're going to be doing forestry. Now this guy just about makes me dizzy every time it turns around. It goes in circles. Now this is not the type of cultivator I really would, that I like. You can't see the texture change. That's why I like using a plow. It's hard to see where the cultivator's actually been. But I'm still trying to get a cultivating trophy. I haven't got that trophy yet. So we will end up having to do cultivating on this game, on this map. But I prefer the plowing because I like the change in the texture on the field. It's easy to see where the equipment has been. And the first contract is almost complete. Now, let's take a look at the map right quick. Actually, let's save it. And then look at the next contract is going to be down here. And then we also have one way over here. All right, so let's go down to this one. So that's straight down and then down, right down and all the way across. Okay. What is that? I think maybe I went and looked around over there before. I'm pretty sure I did. I like this industrial park. It's different than what it was before. It looks cool. I like it. I believe that's what we want, but I can't hardly see. Yep, okay. Hard for me to see. Now this field will not take long at all. And then we are going to go from there. We'll get back out here on this road. Okay. Okay. That'll be pretty easy for us to find. Actually, while that guy's doing that, let's go over here. Let's look around. What exactly is over here? Alright, let's see. What is this place? What is that? Oh, just an open shed. Alright, well this is interesting. And then this is the house. Okay. Now, what is... I don't suppose that goes with it, does it? The water tower? That's interesting. What is... Well, I don't think I've seen these particular sheds before. Interesting. Well, they do like this particular shed on this map, because we had the same shed. Alright, well, nice. Now, what would be nice is if I could buy a farm and then lease it out. That would be really nice. It's easy to get kind of disoriented. I'm not familiar with this area of the map, so it's easy to get turned around. Now we can buy that field, so I guess If we buy this field, no, if we buy this field, do we own that water tower? Yes. Look here. Wow, we could actually own that water tower. I don't know that it would do us any good, but we could own it. We could own this down here too. This is just a big grass field. Wow. Oh, look. Look here. We can own ourselves a lake. Oh my gosh. $312,000. But we got to go look at this. This is down here by the grain mill, the grain elevator. We got to go look at that property on the way. We're going to be driving right past that. So I want to look at that farm down there. Oh, I was reading also, because I got to wondering, well, I wonder when the next release of this game is going to come out. And from what I can tell, it is not going to be coming out for a while. At the earliest, from what I could read, was the very earliest would be late 2027, but most of what I read suggested 2028 or even 2029 before the next release of this game comes out. So we have plenty of time. I wouldn't mind seeing if I can't own this entire map. Alright, so now we have one more contract to do. See, there's a farm place right in there too. I see a house back there. But that looks like that's about all there is right there. I want to stop right up here before we get to the grain elevator. Because here's that lake, that little pond area. That would be pretty cool to own that. I just want to look over here for a second. and see what all comes with this property. Oh, that's now that's pretty cool. I guess we could... Would we own all this here? I guess we would, wouldn't we? If we bought this here, yeah, we'd own all this. All these structures. There's something right there we would not own. What is that? But still... But these look like separate farms, don't they? Let me see where that's at now. Were we still on that too? Yep. Wow. Seriously? And all this over here too? Oh my goodness. That's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff. Alright, well. Wow. Now, I will say, you know how exciting it was earlier to watch the numbers go up? Well, now it's sad to watch the numbers go back down. Okay. The last cultivating contract, and then we have stones. We can do field stones. There was one field stone. I'm actually getting pretty tired. I didn't really get any rest today. Or yesterday, technically. See, this would be another nice big field right here. Plow all this up and join it all together. That would be nice. Now let's see here. Let's look at contracts. I think I have just one. Oh yeah, rock removal. There it is. I was gonna say I thought I had one. Where is that at? Oh, that's way up there where we was just at doing our cultivating. All right, well. because that will probably be the last contract I do tonight. That's the rock removal. I'm getting really tired. I will be glad when we're through with this cultivator, because it's making me dizzy. I really would not mind owning different chunks of this map. This would make a nice big field right here. Even if we could add that, include these sides. No, this one we could not plow up this road. Over here we could plow up a road. Oh, look. All this could be one big field back here. Wow. Now this part I did have. Nah, I'm trying to remember. No, I did not have these connected. I know I had like a couple of these fields connected. I can't remember. Well, this right here used to be two separate fields. This was two fields instead of one, and I had those connected. And this one is almost finished. Alright, that's 3 more contracts. Now we've got 1 more to do. Look out, what is that? Just pull right in front of me like that head-on collision. Are you kidding me? We just hit the 3-hour live stream mark right there, guys. We got 1 more contract to do. A rock removal. Alright, now. We didn't make much money on that one. Or on that one. Or on the, we didn't make much money on any of them. Oh my goodness. Alright. So we have this rock removal. So we will borrow the items. Oh my goodness. Wow. Now how does this thing work? Oh. Like this. This is one of those things that might be a little difficult. Well, thankfully it doesn't go real fast, but still, because it pivots on a dime. Real easy to oversteer. I like that little pond right there. Oh, we cannot buy it though. Well, we can buy this up here. Does it come with a pond? Yes. So we can own that pond too. That's pretty cool. All right. I don't know what we do with it, but we can own it. Now at 11 miles an hour, it's going to take us just a little bit to get up here to this field. We're going all the way up in the top left or top right corner. We just were up there doing a cultivating contract. But we're not going to be in the same field, but real close to it. That guy blew my doors off. Hi Dee Dee, how are you? Well, thank you, Dee Dee. I actually have been sitting here starting to get to where I'm coughing. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out how to get up here. Wait a minute, what is that? Okay, just keep going up through here then. Whoops. But I'm sitting here about to fall asleep. I can't hardly keep my eyes open. $107. We hit 164, 165, something like that. can't remember exactly. Yeah. Yeah, in the 160s, I think. I can't remember exactly. What is this? What? Oh yeah, it's so awesome. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing here, guys. I don't exactly understand. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. Yeah, I've been having to mute my microphone because I've been coughing. Rock removal. The owner wants you to destroy specific rocks in the area. I don't even know what that means. Let me look and see here. Oh. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so I gotta come back down this way. I'm not even in the right place. Exactly. I am not understanding this. Oh, is this it? There it is. There it is. I see it. I see it. I can't get the thing to move. I don't know how to make this thing move. Oh. This thing won't move. What is going on? I'm stuck. I'm literally, there it goes. Woo. It was stuck on that, look at that. Look at that rock pile right there. It was stuck on that. Now, I will say that was a pretty simple contract. I would not have expected that. Actually 4, there were 3 in that first group, and then the 4th one on the back side of the barn. Whoa. Man, I can feel the air pressure off that dude zooming past me. Now, I did make a couple of changes to our home. I'll show you that when we get up here. Yeah, we made $1,500. I will just kind of look right here, but I don't think there's anything else I'm going to do tonight. No. Now, I will say this is about the only thing that I don't like about where our farmhouse is because I have to drive through this right here. I'd like to buy this right here and then sell it. I'd like to sell all this stuff off so it wasn't here. So I didn't have to drive in between this stuff because it's not mine. So there was another house right here, and I sold that house and put this shed here so we could park. And then up here, I put this fence, but I also added this water distributor and electricity, and then it makes water. So we have, this is ElmCreek 25, yes. The new ElmCreek map, yes. And then of course I have that here. But I added this and then just put this little fence here to kind of make a private entrance. I'm going to sell this right here and move it because I don't need this building. This building serves me no purpose. I can't use it for anything. So I'm going to sell this. I do got to make sure there's no collectibles over here. I don't think there is. I think I got everything. Now I cannot sell the fence, which is unfortunate. I don't know why I can't sell the fence, but it won't let me sell the fence. But I can sell the building, so I'll sell that and put a greenhouse over here. And then make somewhat like a private, I'll put something like a chicken coop or something up here maybe. And I cannot sell this fence right here either, It won't let me. But that will give them a private little entrance. And then their main entrance will be right here. So they won't be coming up in and out by the farmhouse. They'll be using this entrance when they come to do their maintenance work up there on the solar tower. And then I'll probably get rid of these greenhouses also. I'm gonna put my red. Now that garage right there was right here. It was sitting right here. And I sold it and then moved it. I'm gonna put that red tractor on top of this right here. Whoop. Put it right up there. And then I also have this space right here. I was going to put like a garage or shed over here, but then I decided to put it back over that way. I like it better. So we will save the game right here, guys. And that's where I'm going to leave it sit for tonight. I can't hardly keep my eyes open. But Dee Dee, Monty, Richard, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for watching, hanging out tonight. And we'll do it again on Wednesday. Wednesday we'll be doing forestry. And then we'll be back on here on Friday. Thank you, Dee Dee. All right, everybody. We'll do it again Wednesday night. Until then, God bless.